everyone. Thanks for joining me. This is the Lucid Sight Collective Podcast, where we discuss everything involving dreams, lucid dreaming, consciousness, and everything that pertains to it. In this episode, we're pretty much just going to do an introduction to lucid dreaming, what it is, what you can use it for, and how you can achieve it. Kind of basic dream recall and like a brief history of dreaming, and like some other stuff too. It might be a little bit too much information to start off with, but I'm just gonna lay it all out there and I'll try to organize it in a way that it gives you a little taste of the podcast to kind of just see what it's all about. So throughout the making of the episodes of this podcast, I'll probably go back to some of these topics that we're talking about and dive deeper into that subject. So with that being said, I want everyone to know that dreaming is a world within itself. So this episode is definitely not like a comprehensive guide or anything. We will always dive deeper and explore all the concepts that we can find. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Thanks for coming along for the first episode. Kind of bear with me because I'm new to this. I don't have any idea what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Just a heads up, we're going to be talking about a lot of different things on this podcast. I'm definitely going to talk about the scientific side of dreaming and like the psychology behind it, but I also love the metaphysical side of dreams, and I think that is like the most interesting part of this whole topic. So we're definitely going to be touching on that a lot, and in future episodes I'll have like full episodes dedicated to dream phenomena and just like a bunch of different cool stuff that we're going to talk about in the future that I'm really excited about. But yeah, for now, this is just going to be like a brief overview on dreaming in general and like lucid dreaming as a whole. So we're going to get into the nitty-gritty later, but right now this is just an overview for anyone who doesn't know what lucid dreaming is, or just so we're all on the same page moving forward. Everyone dreams. Let's just start right there. If you think you don't dream, you do. Everyone dreams. This is how we keep our minds healthy. A lot of scientists believe that we wouldn't even be able to live if our brains couldn't dream. It's a way that we process life itself and deal with the stress of our day-to-day life. I will never really come out and tell you why we dream because that is a way too complex and loaded question for me to answer. I might give my opinion from time to time or tell you like a portion of the truth. So like, many things can be true at the same time, but like take it with a grain of salt, y'all, because this is the subconscious mind we're talking about and it is unique to each and every one of you. Dreams can be whatever you want them to be. They're very personal to you and you only. Like, you're the only one that can know exactly what you saw and how it made you feel. And if you feel a certain way about your dream, then maybe that's true. But don't take them too seriously. I think that dreaming is a world within itself, and even though it is a gateway into our subconscious mind, we shouldn't take dreams as face value of how we're doing in this world and in our minds, because it is a wild card. Like, sometimes you'll just have a weird dream and it won't mean anything. But other times you'll have a weird dream and it will be for a very specific reason. But only you can decide that. And sometimes even you can't. Like, dreams are confusing. So if it's driving you crazy, just let it go and don't take it too seriously. Too many times have people found out that I'm into dreams and they'll start asking me about all of this weird dream interpretation stuff. And like, you can interpret your dreams, but it's not like this cookie cutter thing that we can say, like, oh, if you see a dragon in your dream, like you have this, or like dream interpretation doesn't work like that. So just listen to yourself, and if like, pay attention to the feelings that it makes you feel, and like, you will see the dream symbolism in your dreams. But for me personally, I think that you're the only one that can decipher what your dreams mean to you. It's really all just what you believe and the experiences that you've had. There's a lot of dream phenomena that we can't study with the technology that we have right now. So this is a fun world where we can believe anything that we want right now, because there isn't a whole lot of research on it, even though they're doing a lot of research on lucid dreaming now. So that's proven. We know that we can do that now. But yeah, there's this whole other world in dreaming that hasn't been studied. So just start with a disclaimer there, I guess. If you don't know already, a lucid dream is kind of like a regular dream, except you become aware that you are dreaming while you're still in the dream. So you're fully asleep, but a part of your mind kind of wakes up to the reality that what you're experiencing right now is not real, and you're not like physically there, even though everything seems fully real. You know that it's not. And this happens while you're dreaming. That is a lucid dream. And then kind of the next step of lucid dreaming is taking control of the dream and like interacting with dream characters, or shifting the scene, whatever it is you may do. There's so many things that you can do and access in lucid dreaming, and it is a great way to connect to your subconscious mind and communicate with it. Other than like hypnosis, I feel like it's one of the only methods or modalities that we have to have like a direct line of communication, like a direct bridge of our conscious and our subconscious mind. Studies show that it's actually pretty common to have lucid dreams regularly, or at least like 1 or 2 lucid dreams within your life. And for whatever reason, scientists have found that it's really common to lucid dream within children. And the older that you get, the harder it becomes to have a lucid dream, naturally at least. And I think that the cutoff that they said was like 17 to like 23 or 25 is like when it starts becoming harder to have a lucid dream. This doesn't mean that you can't have one when like even you're like elderly people have lucid dreams all the time too. But it's just less common, and it's less common for it to come about naturally. So like it's pretty common for kids to be lucid dreaming and not even know what they're doing, or they've never even heard of lucid dreaming, but they do it like every other night or something. So there have been more studies that have come out to show us like how common it is, and that it is actually happening in the population. According to a recent study no, it's not very recent. According to a study in 2016, 55% of adults have experienced at least one lucid dream, and 23 experience lucid dreams regularly, which this says that's at least once per month or more. But I consider myself a regular lucid dreamer, and I don't know, sometimes I go like 3 months without having a lucid dream, but that's just me. I smoke a lot of weed, so that might be it. But this also says that like of those lucid dreams, only like a third of them are able to be controlled. So that makes a little more sense. And I think the most recent study, this one is the most interesting. Scientists are able to demonstrate two-way communication with lucid dreamers. So they're able to communicate with someone while they're sleeping and recognize and confirm that they're having a lucid dream. And then those people sleeping in the dream are able to communicate back to the researcher. It's pretty crazy stuff that they're doing. But everyone dreams, and a lot of people do remember their dreams. Dream recall isn't super common in every individual, but some people do experience remembering their dreams every night just naturally, and others don't. But regardless of how much you remember of your dream world, everyone dreams every single night. Scientists believe that on average, humans have around 3 to 5 dreams a night, but this can differ with individual and with the time in your life and how stressed out you are, how active your subconscious is at the time. But yeah, just general disclaimer, everyone dreams. So if you'd like to learn about your dream world and maybe eventually recall some of those dreams, then keep listening for tips. But a lucid dream itself is when you are sleeping and you're inside the dream experiencing it, and all of a sudden you look around and you have the thought, the very conscious thought of, oh shit, this is a dream right now. And once you realize that, you have just unlocked the first level of lucid dreaming, my friend. This is the start of something great and beautiful. For a lot of people, it takes them a while to get to this point, but once you're there, it's easier to go further. So once you recognize that you're in a dream, then the next step is to possibly control it, or slightly change things, or just observe and learn from your subconscious. Lucid dreaming can be used for a multitude of things. A lot of people use it for self-help and development. You can use it to control nightmares and get over night terrors. People use it to fulfill their dreams that they wouldn't be able to in waking life. You can travel, go to the places that you would love to go, and not just like Hawaii and France, but like Mars and places that you could never go in your wildest dreams. But you can, because there you can have some wild dreams, trust me. But you can also use lucid dreaming to communicate directly to your subconscious. So you can ask yourself questions while you're asleep and communicate with dream characters. This is a world in its own, and I'll definitely talk about this more later, because this has helped me so much in my dreaming journey, and I have learned so much about myself through this. So yeah, we'll definitely talk about that in the future, but that is a big part of what a lot of people use lucid dreaming to do. And that just kind of scratches the surface. It's a whole world in itself, and that's why I started this podcast. Lucid dreaming has been a part of my life since I was a kid. For as long as I can remember, I mean, back to when I was like 6 years old, I remember having lucid dreams and not knowing what they were because I grew up very strict Catholic, and obviously that's not in the lesson plan, but it's been a part of my life and really impacting me on my journey forever. So the brand that I sell my art under is also called the Lucid Sight Collective. It's just, yeah, really been a big part of my life and has really shaped the person that I am today. But don't take it from me, because lucid dreaming has been in the world for a long time, pretty much since the dawn of human civilization. It is prevalent in ancient Egypt. Blue lotus, Egyptian lotus, is one of the most prominent dream herbs to this day, and the ancient Egyptians used it and they really revered dream work as sacred. And it was a big part of ancient Greece. Aristotle and Plato and Socrates talked all about lucid dreaming. I'll definitely touch on some of the things that they say about it in my future episodes. And another really interesting practice from the ancient world involving lucid dreaming is done by the ancient Buddhist monks of Tibet. They did dream yoga, and this to me I think is super interesting because it's the only lucid dreaming induced method that actually works for me, and I've been doing this method since I was a kid, before I knew what it was, but just figuring out how to put myself to sleep and create a dream in my head before I'm asleep that actually flows right into that dream and I'm able to control it while I'm still asleep. So that is like loosely dream yoga. It's obviously not to a T, but that's pretty much what it is. So I'll talk more about that later. But yeah, it was very prominent in ancient Tibet with the Buddhist monks. So one of the easiest and most common ways to have a lucid dream is to be doing reality checks. So as you're going through your waking life, as often as you can remember it, check to see if you're dreaming. Like really look at your surroundings, feel your muscles and your fingers. Try to put your finger through your palm, and if you're in a dream, matter doesn't really exist, so you can get it through. Try to look at a clock because you can't tell time while you're sleeping or dreaming. You also can't really read. Sometimes you can, but most of the time you can't read while you're dreaming. One that I usually do is I say to myself, how did I get here and where am I going? Or like, why am I doing this? Because in a dream, you'll be doing stuff for no reason, or like you'll transport somewhere and just like accept it. Whatever method works for you, as long as you're questioning reality and asking yourself if you're dreaming. And as much as you can do this, the more the better. And the most important thing is to stick with it, because if you keep doing this throughout your life, like even if you don't really remember, but if you do it for like a year or 2 years, eventually you'll start doing this in your dreams. And it's a great way to become lucid. And of course, the number one tip to having a lucid dream is writing your dreams down. Because if you don't write your dreams down, then your subconscious has no way to know that you want that information. So by even just having the intention to write your dreams down and to remember your dreams, that signals to your subconscious mind that you want this information and it's important to you. So you make those neural network pathways in your brain, and it allows you to recall that dream. But if you can't remember anything from your dreams at all, like you have not remembered a dream for the last year, you're having them every night, but it's just like garbage in, garbage out. So tell yourself before you go to bed, I will remember my dreams. I want to remember my dreams. First thing in the morning when you wake up, try to remember them. Don't just like get up and go to the bathroom. Like lay in your bed, keep your eyes closed, because if the moment you open your eyes up, when you wake up, it instantly floods your brain with pictures and colors and new information, and it's like it wipes the slate clean. So the moment you wake up, just keep your eyes closed, lay there for a couple minutes, and try to remember what you just saw and where you just were. Because the more that you do this, I swear, the more you will remember your dreams. This is like the number one tip that has helped me, is just to keep your eyes closed and wait it out. Try to remember the dream. Another random tip that I can give you is to take a shower like right when you wake up, or like when you're getting ready. It is a great way to randomly remember a dream, because your mind is like a blank slate and you're just zoning out, and whatever comes. And usually something that you dreamed last night will resurface if you're just like completely zoning out, and like you don't really have to try to think of it, but just have the intention is the most important thing. And the dreams that you do remember, always write them down. Keep a dream journal. Unless you don't want to remember the dream, don't write it down. You can let it fade if you want, but always be writing your dreams down, because this helps you recall them in the future, and it tells your subconscious mind that you want this information. So I think I'm going to stop it there for today. Sorry if it was a little all over the place. My future episodes will be a little bit more cohesive, I promise. And I promise you guys I'll figure out how to edit in the future, but right now I do not know how to do any of this. So bear with me again on the audio quality and just my podcasting skills in general. I will get better, I promise. But I appreciate you guys stopping by and listening about dreaming. So we'll talk about more in the future, but for now, I'll catch you guys on the flip side.